I want to talk about 3 of the things that I like about Sonic Triple Trouble. After Sonic bounces off of a spring, he is in a vulnerable, uncurled state. However, you can press the jump button to make him curl again for a small time. In this moment, you have greater control over his momentum, and he can damage enemies. Springs typically offer minimal air control. They serve to cross big gaps in level design and to increase Sonic's speed. In Triple Trouble, springs can still cross big gaps in level design, but by curling into a ball, Sonic will also gain extra air control, allowing the player to change which path they take. The mid-air ball also adds a timing challenge. The player can use the mid-air ball to damage an enemy, but because it only lasts a short time, the player must time the attack correctly. So, the same move can be used in different contexts, which means that it gains more depth with relative simplicity. By depth, I mean that it opens a variety of distinct gameplay states. And by simplicity, I mean that it is only one extra move in Sonic's moveset. Robotnik Winter Zone features snowdrifts that Sonic can run over or fall through. They introduce a challenge while serving as a split in the level design. The level element offers a challenge to maintain appropriate speed and air control. Move too slowly, and Sonic won't make it to the other side. If you need to jump to compensate, then Sonic could hit spikes overhead. Because this is about the finesse of operating Sonic's controls, this serves as a dexterity challenge. The drifts offer variable outcomes depending on how Sonic interacts with them. Either he will stay above the drift, or he will fall through it. However, falling is not necessarily bad. It's not like Sonic receives damage for falling through the drift. The significance of falling is dependent on the level design, whether you want to be on the upper path above the snowdrift, or on the lower path below the snowdrift. The drifts also offer a power-up layer, since the snowboard will never fall through the drift. So, the drift allows for variable outcomes, neither of which is necessarily success or failure. The player can use running and jumping to determine which path they take, or they can use a snowboard. Tidal Plant Zone has switches that generate bubbles. These allow Sonic to move up until he jumps or touches an obstacle. They also reset his air meter. In this way, the player needs them for 2 reasons. First, to move upward along with the level design, and second, to refresh the breath timer. The water in Tidal Plant enforces a gameplay timer, where the player must clear a certain amount of the level before Sonic drowns. Bubbles reset this timer, essentially checkpointing the player. Many bubbles do more than reset the timer though. They also switch Sonic or Tails into a new gameplay mode, where they float upwards. So not only do bubbles segment one challenge, they also signal the beginning of a new challenge with different controls. Also, Tidal Plant differentiates Sonic from Tails because Tails gets the Sea Fox. This removes the breath timer and offers greater control. With the Sea Fox, Tails has his own power-up layer that uses yet a 3rd set of controls. And those are 3 things that I like about Sonic Triple Trouble.